to Sibi because residents in that area, in the Nkwanta district, are asking government to provide potable water for the community. 2 years after JoyNews visited that community and reported on the unwholesome nature of the water the community relies on for domestic use, they say nothing has been done about the situation.
JoyNews visited the Sibi community and reported on the acute water shortage in the area that compelled residents to rely on unwholesome sources of water to survive. If there has been anything done to bring relief to the people, it is nothing that has been done. Residents at Sibi Hilltop and Central continue to depend on hand dugouts at suspected areas for water for domestic use. Though some water does spring up for them to collect, it stinks and also consumed without any treatment.
Wow. That's how we drink. It's because I'm not thirsty. That's how we drink.
These young girls would stop at nothing to get water home for use, some of whom, we are told, are bitten by snakes during the search for water. At least 4 women have been reported dead from snake bites. Daniel volunteered to take us around.
I think a few days ago, a lady was fetching from this very pit, as you can see. There was a snake inside. So according to her, when she entered here to fetch water, the snake entered her skirt. You get it. But she was very fortunate she was not hurt. So we can count about 4 or 5 women, yes, who died out of snake bites because they were searching for water in the middle of the night.
This is the confirmation as a member of the news team was almost bitten by this snake. That's all. It is also worth mentioning that these springs are shared with the herds of cattle in the area as the main dugout that the community relies on dries up. The only hope for the community is this mechanized borehole sunk for the community about a year ago by Ruth Nati Foundation. This does not serve the growing population, coupled with erratic power supply to the area by Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO. Kujo and his family are caretakers of the facility.
The population at Sibi, both Central and Hilltop, we can't, the dam cannot help us. So up to now, we are still suffering of water problem. By then, so if it is rainy season and then the water passes after the dry season, our women go there, sleep there, they dig the holes, then the water will be coming small, and they'll be freshly bit by a bit. Before they will break, maybe one person will get pan before coming to the house to feed on. Some have children, so if it's happening that way, at times snake bites, a lot of problems. Some have small children. Some if you go and give birth, want more visions, Mama different other people to get more visions and give us more water to be hilltop. This one cannot help Sibi. The population here is more than 18,000.
On the occasion of World Water Day, we wish to remind duty bearers of their commitment to ensuring social justice towards the vulnerable and the realization of access to clean water and sanitation for all, as stipulated in the Sustainable Development Goal 6. There are details in a Part 2 production as the acute water shortage has affected education, health delivery, and worker retention in the area. Peter Senu for JoyNews.
Meanwhile, communications manager at the Ghana Water Company Limited, Stanley Marty, says his outfit is making every effort to provide Ghanaians, particularly those living in rural areas, with access to safe potable water. He spoke on the AM show.
Ultimate objective is for everybody to have access to water. So we are doing a lot in that vein. In some areas, we are even selling bulk water to some communities, and even to the Community Water and Sanitation Agency, especially in areas where they fall under rural categorization, so that they can in turn distribute the water within the communities and then collect the necessary revenue. So there's a lot being going on. We are still exploring, and all in the bid to have or meet the SDG goals by 2030. That is access to water for all or by all. So a lot is being done in that vein, and like I keep saying, our doors are open to all discussions. Anything that can support the provision of water to Ghanaians, we are in for it. Ghana Water Company Limited has subscribed to the Water Safety Plan worldwide, or the global or international water safety plans, and this is expected to it's a risk assessment, and it's expected of us to manage our water from the abstraction stage to the final consumer. And the PULC has also given us the same standards as a KPI, so we are supposed to work by it.
So as it is now, you're not able to tell me, because I'm asking this because
I'm building a point.
All right. Okay.
So what I'm saying is that with all these in place, okay, we are expected to ensure that water at any stage before consumption is safe. And that is exactly what the Ghana Water Company is doing. We have people who also recruit unprofessional plumbers to do connections for them. And the pipelines are buried. So if the connection is not done very well and buried, definitely you're going to have some seepage into the pipelines. And then when there's a burst, there should be some seepage. Now you realize that in some communities, people even lay pipelines through the drainage, all in a bid to go past the normal way of doing things, and then especially with the illegal connections, and assuming that there's a burst or there's some leakage on the pipeline, definitely the dirty water from the drainage could seep through the line. So all these things are possibilities, and that is why we go through the communities on daily basis to do post-chlorination and also to sample the water in some areas and do the analysis and to find out whether there hasn't been any seepage.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Water Company Limited is partnering students as part of this year's World Water Day celebration to advocate for water preservation, briefing the media after a tour with selected students at their pump station at Setrahimeng in the Central Region. Regional Manager of the Ghana Water Company, Kwesi Abebrese, explained it was imperative to collaborate with students to bring attitudinal change among communities and societies on how to protect water bodies from destruction.
Regional manager of the Ghana Water Company encouraged Ghanaians to be the change they want. Kwesi Abebrese said raw water was becoming scarce in recent times, hence the need to protect what is left from pollution for the benefit of all, especially human survival. The regional manager also called on all stakeholders to join hands in the fight against galamsey.
We are happy that we have included pupils and students into this year's celebration of the World Water Day. The target is to inculcate in them at this early age, create awareness and conscientize them of the need to protect our water bodies and also to conserve treated water. We believe that even as they appreciate the difficulty in the processing of water, they can now be ambassadors for us everywhere.
He maintained that halting galamsey activities would help reduce the cost of production to enable them serve customers and create friendly environment for all.
Currently, we are struggling with turbidity levels. The plant is having difficulties to treat. The plant is designed to treat raw water. I think the turbidity levels do not be more than 2,000, and currently we are having 6,000 NTU and above. I think now the normal coagulant that will be used for any treatment process is aluminum sulfate, but aluminum sulfate is not able to handle the level of stabilities we have here. We are using polyelectrolytes. Many of you, we call them polymers. And these are really, really expensive. I think about 4 times the cost of what normal aluminum sulfate would do. And of course, this adds up to the cost of operations. You saw also when we were on the plant, the power just went off. So apart from GWCL being water utility, we depend also on the power. And when power goes down or even fluctuates, we have problems sometimes not being able to operate. So all these adds up to the challenges we face.
Some beneficiary students expressed gratitude to the company for the insight given them and appealed to the illegal miners to halt their activities to save the country from importing water in the future. They also made a passionate appeal to the government to do its best to halt the illegal activities that are destroying the rivers and water bodies in the country.
So coming to the water treatment plant today has taught me a lot. I've learned the various processes water goes through before it gets to our homes, and I must say I'm quite surprised. I didn't know dirty water could be purified to the extent that we could drink it and it could come through our taps at home. We were sent to the river where the water is sourced from, and I had the shock of my life. The water is really dirty, and I learned it's due to galamsey activities that you could even see from where we were standing. So I think the government should do more to stop these galamsey activities, because the state of the river body was terrible. It was terrible, and I'd advise all of us in our various homes not to waste water, because the process the water goes through to be treated is quite expensive.
What I would like to tell people watching me from all spheres of the country is that we have to be ambassadors wherever we find ourselves, in our schools, in our homes, in our community, knowing that because the number of sediment dissolved in the water is a lot, the cost of production here is increasing. And if care is not taken for 10 years to come or 5 years to come, we would have to import water from a different place, and what will cause issues for the country.
The students were taken through various processes of preparing water for consumption.